EA's newest football release, FC24, is fast approaching, and as we get closer to the release date, more and more information surrounding the title is being released. In this video, we'll unveil the top 20 features of FC24 that we know about right now. So without further ado, let's get straight into this. Number 20. A new name. So, the first feature of FC24 is that it'll be the first game in the FIFA franchise to not use any FIFA branding. This has quickly become one of the more controversial aspects of the title, and it'll be interesting to see what impact the new branding has on the legacy of the game. Number 19. Hypermotion V. Hypermotion V technology will be implemented into FC24, and it looks absolutely awesome. EA has described Hypermotion as the biggest leap forward in gameplay authenticity and realism to date. Hypermotion uses volumetric data, hence the V, of more than 180 top-tier matches from competitions like the Premier League, meaning that movement in FC24 will literally mimic the big matches that everyone stays up to watch. Number 18. Advanced 11v11 match capture. Hypermotion V also uses the advanced 11v11 match capture to capture data from top players, which will influence how they move in-game. Number 17. Machine learning. FC24 makes use of machine learning to enhance the movement between technical triple touches as well as to evolve the ML flow feature of the game. The use of machine learning has unlocked a variety of new features for FC24, including full team volumetric motion, AI mimic, Accelerate 2.0, and kinetic physical play. Let's take a look at each of these in a little bit more detail. Number 16. Full team volumetric motion. Hypermotion V volumetric data powers new and authentic 11v11 player movement by capturing all 22 players holistically during competitive matches. This data has allowed EA to create 11,000 hyper-realistic football animations so that both squads on the pitch move exactly like their real-life counterparts. FC24 will actually feature double the number of animations as last year's title, so to say there's an improvement here is a bit of an understatement. Number 15. AI Mimic. The new AI Mimic feature takes real-world volumetric data from specific players, and then uses AI to recreate body movements specific to that player live in FC24 games. This will allow players to experience over 1,200 players' unique playstyles during games. We'll have to wait and see how different players are going to feel during games, but if EA can actually pull this move off effectively, FC24 is going to feel completely different from any other football title. Number 14. Accelerate 2.0. Accelerate has already been used in previous FIFA games, but FC24 will be the first game in the franchise to experience Accelerate 2.0 technology. EA has stated that this new version has significantly improved the Accelerate mechanics by dividing the player movement system into different archetypes, therefore allowing players to feel even more unique depending on their player type. The base Accelerate archetypes are controlled, explosive, and lengthy. These were a great idea, but not all players fit into such distinct categories, so EA has expanded upon them for this year's installment. The 4 new acceleration archetypes are as follows: Controlled Explosive, Mostly Explosive, Controlled Lengthy, Mostly Lengthy. Number 13. Advanced Shot Cancels. FC24 will add a new way to execute shot cancels, giving players an opportunity to transition into something different like a skill move. This will make shot cancels an overall much more viable option to use. Number 12. Swerve on Demand. FC24 will give players the option to swerve on demand for ground passes, through balls, and precision passes. This will really help players lean into their own playstyle and give us overall more control over the game. Number 11. Controlled Sprint. Controlled Sprint is a new feature that will allow players to run more quickly than a jog but slower than a sprint. This will help to build up play and make faster plays more controlled. Number 10. Header on Demand. In FC24, you'll be able to request a headed pass if the ball is above 3 feet from the ground. This will give players yet another asset to use in a variety of attacking and defending situations. Number 9. Kinetic Physical Play. Kinetic physical play is a new way in which players will interact with each other. It will affect all interactions, particularly shielding situations. This mechanism makes use of next-gen game mechanics and will make interactions between high-strength defenders and weaker attackers much more interesting. EA actually showcased how kinetic physical play will work in a recent simulation between Alexander Popp and Raheem Sterling. During this simulation, the stronger player was able to push off a weaker player to continue with the ball. In real games, this mechanic is going to help attackers create changes by giving them an opportunity to take more space in the corners and the box. Attackers may also be able to physically block defenders to create openings. Number 8. Kinetic Shielding. A pretty cool new feature for FC24 is kinetic shielding. Kinetic shielding will essentially create new two-player shielding animations to create a more genuine battle over a ball when one player is attempting to shield another. Kinetic shielding actually uses the same technology as kinetic air battles and should make close quarters play much more interesting. Number 7. Shield Pushbacks. Shield pushbacks allow you to create space from your opponents by pushing them away from the ball. The effectiveness of pushbacks will depend on the differences in strength between the shoulder and the player that they're attempting to push back. If you want to perform a shield pushback, all you need to do is press L2 or LT depending on your console. Number 6. New Playstyles Features. One of the most exciting features of FC24 is the new Playstyles feature. This mechanic will offer players an intricate level of player customization that recognizes each player's unique playstyle. It'll also give you the ability to give specific players specific skills to make the most of their unique talents. There are over 34 of these playstyles to use, ranging from power headers to trickster. Number 5. AI True Flight Ball Physics. The power of AI has been harnessed to make the game's ball physics even more realistic. EA has used AI to study hundreds of passes, shots, free kicks, and crosses to mimic the way that the ball curves, dips, and moves during gameplay to heighten realism. Number 4. AI Hands. FC24 will even reinvent the way that goalies move. Goalkeepers will now move based on naturally captured hand movements that are then interpreted by AI to give different goalkeepers different tendencies and movements with their hands and wrists. This one sounds confusing, but it could be a game changer. Number 3. Precision Shooting. Semi-assisted shooting is getting a revamp for FC24, and EA is now calling this mechanic Precision Shooting. Precision shooting will give players more control over the direction of their shots, giving attacking players more chances for success. Number 2. Precision Passing. Similarly, a new precision passing system will be used in FC24, allowing players to try new and intricate passing strategies. Limited preview footage has shown that this new mechanic will be particularly useful for shorter passes where there's less space. Number 1. New women's football to the Ultimate Team. And to wrap the list off, women's teams will finally be available to play in the Ultimate Team mode. This is a very welcome addition and one that fans have been crying out for years now. So there you have it, 20 features of FC24 that we can't wait for. These features show that EA is really putting an emphasis on customizability and unique player features with FC24. We'll have to wait and see how this actually translates in gameplay, but I think we have every reason to get excited about FC24's release. Let us know what new features of FC24 you're most excited about in the comments below. And with that, we'll see you in the next video.